What's going on, everybody? It's your boy IFG Member here, dropping another topic for you. But before we go ahead and actually get to the content of the video, I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to try making more fighting game content and just more video game content in general, more content for my channel in general, more often. Okay, so be sure to hit that sub button. And also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Twitch as well. I do stream on Twitch, and I post things on Twitter sometimes as well. And, things like when I'm streaming or when I'm going to upload, and just random stuff. That involves like anime and games and cool art and things like that. I like to retweet that stuff, and also I just spew nonsense on Twitter as well. So, anyways, give me a follow, give me a sub. I'm gonna try to do my best to pump out some more content. All right. Without further ado, let's get on to the topic. So this past weekend, the second closed beta for Street Fighter 6 was being ran, and it concluded on Sunday. And during that beta, people were noticing that there were a lot of people. I don't want to say a lot, but there were some people that seemed way more experienced and polished than the rest of the closed beta population. From judging by that, it's obvious that those people that look way more experienced, way more polished, way more comfortable with the game played the cracked version of the game. Really, in reality, it doesn't really matter that much because, of course, that's bound to happen, right? However, there were tournaments for the second closed beta of Street Fighter 6. Some people were running tournaments, and there were some players that obviously that played the cracked version of the game that entered those tournaments, and one of them won 4 in a row. Let me just say this: there are going to be people that are going to lab out the cracked version of Street Fighter 6 until the very minute that Street Fighter 6 officially releases. Okay, this happened in Street Fighter 5, and actually it's funny because some of those players that entered these online tournaments for Street Fighter 6 that people are accusing of playing the crack, these are the same players that got that were strong and very notable in the early time of Street Fighter 5's release. And Street Fighter 5 also got cracked after the beta. And then these guys, just like the crack fiends that they played it. They labbed it out in the beta, entered some tournaments early on during Street Fighter 5, and then they kind of just fell off. That's probably gonna happen just like in Street Fighter 6. That's probably gonna happen in Street Fighter 6 just like it did in Street Fighter 5. I'm not saying these players aren't good, but what I'm saying is just that they're probably just going to fall off, just like how they did in Street Fighter 5. And yeah, they're gonna have months of practice and familiarity with the game. However, once the game releases, I would say give it about 3 weeks, give it about a month. People are gonna get comfortable. People are gonna understand start understanding how the game works. People are gonna catch up. Okay, it sucks now that you're playing the closed beta of the game. You only have about 5-6 days to practice in total. If you got access to the first beta, you have about a total of 6 days to play the game and get familiar with it over the span of 2 different betas that were across 2 months. But if you just got your beta code for the second beta, you only have about 2-3 days to practice and get used to the game if you can in that time. And so it's gonna suck where there's gonna be people hopping online that are just gonna utterly destroy you and just show off the sickest meaty setups, the sickest mix-ups and whatnot, and just obliterate you. Yeah, that sucks. But in the end, I don't think it necessarily matters that much, right? Because like I just said before, let me reiterate, once the game does come out, those guys are still gonna play the cracked version of the game until release, right? But once the game comes out, people are gonna catch up, right? Fighting games I don't want to say get figured out, but fighting games, people start to understand fighting games way quicker than they did back in the early 2000s and 90s. This is 2022, 2023 by the time Street Fighter 6 officially releases. People figure things out pretty quickly because we're in the age of information. You can look up tech and Xcopy it and get familiar with how your character works through watching somebody else play, watching and learning from someone else, right? So it plants ideas in your head. I mean, does it suck that these guys that, you know, this guy that labbed out the cracked version of the game won 4 beta tournaments in a row and, you know, took everyone's money? Yeah, that sucks. That does suck. See, if you ask me, it's a little scummy, but it really can't be helped. But I don't think these guys are really gonna last long once the game actually officially releases. It's pretty much the same guys that got an early head start and were notable at the beginning of Street Fighter V's life. Same thing. I don't really think that it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Now there are some events. If you're a top player, you should be a little worried. I mean, it does benefit you to play the cracked version of the game, whether it's illegal or not. But don't just go out and say that. But don't just be the person to go out and say, "Hey man, I'm gonna go lab the cracked version of the game and blah blah blah," because I don't know if Capcom's gonna do anything about that. So I would say just wait and just be patient. The game will probably be a lot more satisfying to play and a lot more enjoyable once you wait and the game actually releases. But yeah, if you're a top player, it'll benefit you to play because there's CEO and Evo that are going to be ran pretty closely after Street Fighter 6 releases. I believe CEO was in July, and then Evo's going to be in August, I believe, the beginning of August. So it would benefit you to get familiar with the game before it comes out, right? It's another thing, like, even though like you'll have access to play even though it's a cracked version, and you'll actually have access to play the game and move around and learn, learn combos and setups and stuff, and you'll be able to play with people online technically through the use of Parsec. It's not really going to be that great because while Parsec is decent, I wouldn't think it's necessarily good. It's better than most delay-based online play, but I don't think it's necessarily great. It's good at best. So I'll wait for that sweet rollback netcode that I've been waiting for the past 6 years for a Street Fighter game. But yeah, unless you're a top player, I don't really think it really matters that much. So I think everything's gonna be okay. You won't get left behind in Street Fighter 6. Like I said, fighting games get figured out so quickly now. You'll be fine in a month if you're really serious about learning and grinding the game. You'll be fine within about a month. You'll catch up. Everything will be okay. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this style of video. I want to make more videos, especially fighting game videos, with this type of style. I do also stream fighting games, and not just fighting games, but other games as well, on my Twitch channel. So go ahead and follow me on Twitch at IG Member, as well as follow me on Twitter for updates for my Twitch and YouTube, and of course me just spewing nonsense and being a stupid, crazy mid 20-year-old. So yeah, just go ahead and give your boy a follow, okay? Give me some feedback in the comments. What do you guys think about this type of content? What do you guys think? Do you really believe you'll get left behind in Street Fighter 6? What do you think about people playing the cracked? Tell me what you think down below, alright? Have a good night, peace out, and just take care.